It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Wow.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
This is the ejector button.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Where's my yellow submarine?
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners and valiant losers.
It's cheap firewood.
Will it be the high road to glory
We look really cool in this.
or the slow road to disaster?
Oh, don't know what I'm driving.
This is Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. Cool. There's a sight to behold. The misty countryside of North Yorkshire and the steady purr of a 1991 Volvo 240 GLT on the open road.
Oh, how are you feeling with my driving?
I totally trust you, you know that.
Should I go into third gear?
Go on, go on!
Are we going fast enough now for third?
It's gonna be a long day on the second leg of their best of five contest. Behind the wheel, Ms. Sparkle herself, Roo Irvine.
Woo, woo, woo.
Well, I did have a shower this morning, but it looks like we're going to get another one.
And riding shotgun, the ever dapper Mark Hill.
I cannot start the day without a coffee, more like 3.
I do not know how you function on so much coffee, but then it's got a taller area to spread around.
I'm sort of climbing the
That's
wall.
why you're on
I'm
fire
across
all the
ceiling,
time.
Exactly.
Wired to the moon, more like. On their first venture out, Mark also made his preferences very clear.
Doghouse all the way.
Roo got more than she bargained for.
There's a lot of cobwebs, and I don't like cobwebs.
But despite Mark's best efforts to outfox his rival,
I could do it for 50.
Thank you so much.
40 bid, 42 bid, 45.
Roo triumphed in their first battle of the gavels.
£48 and done.
Yes!
All of which means Roo has a 1-0 lead, but there are plenty more auction opportunities ahead. Now, with a fresh £200 up their sleeves and in their pockets, their adventure resumes. Their purchasing peregrinations began in the East Riding of Yorkshire, before waltzing through Yorkshire and Lancashire, then swooping north into Scotland to land in Abernight.
Is it clear?
Coming out!
I'm coming out regardless. Cars move out my way.
Our road-hogging road trippers shopping finishes in Pocklington, but it rips into action in Ripon, author Lewis Carroll's childhood stomping ground. Roo is first to hit shops, venturing into #1 antiques and collectibles, where temptation can be found in every nook and cranny.
Ooh, lots of silver.
Silver, ceramics, glass, brass, any manner of treasures to catch the eye.
Ooh. I have to admit, I am quite partial to silver vase, sterling silver. Now the price on this is £95. So someone has polished the life out of this. So I actually can't tell the age because the hallmarks have completely rubbed away. But I can see that they are British hallmarks.
Always a good sign.
Is it exciting me? Not at £95. I think the only thing that would make me really want to snap this up is a pretty tasty price. So I'm going to keep on looking, but have a think.
It's early doors yet, Roo. Further south, along the highways and byways of North Yorkshire, Mark has made moves on the market town of Knaresborough, whose impressive viaduct, officially opened in 1851, replaced a previous one which collapsed before it was even finished. Mark is galloping into Donkey's Years Antiques, where a host of dealers have stacked their cabinets and shelves high with all manner of things from, well, donkeys years ago.
Hello, mister. Now, this chap, I think I recognise. What I'm holding is a small Vesta case. So Vesta cases would have held matches. So you open up the lid, take out a match, and then strike it on the bottom with this rough, sort of almost serrated edge on here. But it's the profile I'm most interested in. Well, the label says Pope Vesta. I think that this is the profile of William Gladstone,
Who, during the late 19th century, served as Liberal Prime Minister on no less than 4 separate occasions.
For me, it's that nose, but also this collar here that sticks up just up by the chin. For me, that says Gladstone. So Gladstone died in 1898. So this sort of about 1900, 1898, 1900. The silver plating is in really nice condition. There are no dents, there are no splits. £22. £22 for Mr. William Gladstone. Yeah, he's coming with me.
In your waistcoat? Really? Back in Ripon, Roo is reeling in the relics. What's she hooked now?
Do you know what's drawing me in here? It's this huge, winding, sinewy dragon. Now, if you're buying anything that's Chinese, look for the dragon because it is the king of motifs. But the dragons we know, we see them in the movies and they're fire-breathing and they're scary and everyone's terrified of them. But in Chinese culture, the dragon is noble, it's heroic, it's benevolent. So if sitting on this relatively plain brass pot, I would say it's probably early 1900s, maybe a tourist piece, and I'm wondering whether it was maybe an urn that had a lid on it. Let's see, it's got £55 on the ticket. I think if I could get that a little bit lower, this could have interest at auction.
So, that's another one on the maybe list. Always good to have options. Now then, how fares it in Knaresborough? Any other goodies leaping out at you, Mr. Hill?
There's just so much to see here, glittering cabinets filled with treasures.
Perfect for a good rummage.
So there's something you don't see very often. Knife rests. So imagine a scene, sort of Hercule Poirot, that sort of period, 1920s, 1930s, and you're at dinner and everyone's having animated conversations and you want to put your cutlery down to make a point and you would put your knife on a knife rest to stop it getting dirty or dirtying the tablecloth.
Oh, spare the good linen, please.
So it's made out of glass. There's a label that says Verlice. I'm going to go with that. They are probably by Verlice. And the glass has been pressed in a mould, and this sort of pearlescence, this sort of almost mysterious mistiness to it is known as opalescent glass. There's a lot of detail and no damage. How much are we talking? £45 for the pair.
Aren't they smart? Spraunts even.
A cut above the rest, you might say. Now, what about Roo in Ripon? Still rifling?
I've just spotted something in this brass charger. From a distance, looks like another brass charger, but if you look closely, who is this looking at you? Well, handsome Mr. Lion. And then if you look this way, what is a lion chasing? Well, he's chasing the tiger who's snarling. Beautifully marked here. The detail is lovely. Lions and tigers. India is the only country in the world to have both lions and tigers.
And bears. Oh my.
This is probably Indian. It looks like brass, but I'm going by the weight of it. I think this is copper. When you go into an antique shop, you find something, if it doesn't have maker's marks on it or a really good labelling, it's almost like detective work.
One clue on the label, Miss Marple. Ticket price is £65.
Now we just need to work on the price.
I smell a deal in the offing. Let's have a chat with owner Andy. Hi, Andy.
Andy, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I think I'm very well anyway. We'll find out in a minute.
Can I say you've got lots of treasures? Now, I've narrowed it down. You could call this a heavy metal edition of Road Trip because I've found some brass, copper and silver.
Specifically, the Chinese urn, Indian charger plate, and the silver vase, which tot up to a budget-breaking £215.
If I took all three,
Yeah.
could you squeeze it down to 115?
Yeah. We'll do 115.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Now, that's what I call a discount. So that's £35 for the urn, £35 for the dragon plate, and £45 for the vase, all polished and ready for the auction. You are a gent, Andy.
You've got a lot more space in your shop now.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll only fill it again, though.
I better go get my treasures.
Absolutely.
With £85 left, that's one happy customer. about her chum in Knaresborough.
I love the bonkers and bizarre. And that is both bonkers and bizarre. But what on earth is it? There's sort of this crouching Egyptian-type figure. There's an impressed Rosenthal mark on the bottom. And Rosenthal are a German manufacturer of ceramics. It doesn't seem to have the quality that I'd associate with Rosenthal, but I somehow just like it.
You might be alone on that score. It's already been discounted several times. Current price, £25.
So the bad news, it's been hanging around for a long time. Is it worth a punt? Sure is.
So decisive. Brace yourself, Phil.
Phil, hello.
Hi, Mark.
Hard to choose, but I found a couple of things from across the centuries
Good.
that I'd like to go for. So, if I was to buy all three from you, you've got 22 on the Vesta case, 45 on the knife rests, and then 25 on the ceramic.
Yeah. I think that one can be 15, can't it?
Okie dokie. I think so, definitely, yes.
Those have got to be 40.
Okay.
This is, I originally had it at 68, it's now 25. I want £25 for it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I completely, entirely understand. So you've got 25, 40 makes 65, 15, 80 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm going to shake you by the hand.
Lovely,
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Phil.
That leaves Mark with £120 still in his waistcoat.
That's great. I think this is a real punt. It's totally out of my wheelhouse, but do you think it's worth a go?
I do.
That's great. Thanks, Phil.
Good luck with those. Take care.
Thank you.
Now, all he needs is a lift. And as luck would have it, there's a lady in a Volvo who's driving his way.
Can I say, I'm loving your outfit today.
Thank you very much.
You're the only man I know that can really work brown.
I think brown is most elegant on you, Mark. Our stylish travellers are making their way to Harrogate to explore its links to one of our favourite pastimes. Us Brits are a nation of tea drinkers since its arrival on our shores in the 1600s. However, our love affair with coffee has equally deep roots. Our first taste of the invigorating elixir was shipped in from Arabia. During the 17th and 18th centuries, coffee shops sprang up across the country, including here in North Yorkshire. Roo's come to Betty's Cafe to meet archivist Alex Hutchinson to find out more about our love affair with coffee.
This looks very old.
This is a collection from our archive that tells the story of this branch, but funnily enough, this branch hasn't always been Betty's, it used to be Taylor's.
Okay.
And this is the story of the Taylor's family.
Brothers Charles and Llewellyn Taylor were raised as Quaker grocers, where they learned how to roast coffee. C.E. Taylor & Co. was established in 1886, supplying coffee to the Yorkshire region.
This here is one of the awards that Taylor's won in the 1896 grocery exhibition, and they won first prize for coffee roasting, and nationally that was the highest accolade. They were the best coffee roasters in Britain at the time.
The Taylor brothers opened a number of kiosk cafes which were intended for men.
Somewhere where you could go and do business with other businessmen, play dominoes, get a meal, but they wanted something for women. So they opened this building here in the Scottish baronial style and created the Taylor's Imperial Cafe.
Coffee shops were centres of social activity. They were once known as penny universities, where for a penny, a coffee, you could engage in stimulating conversation. But Taylor's also wanted to encourage fresh coffee brewing at home.
They left instructions on the back of the tin. It says to make coffee to perfection. So they would put the coffee grounds into their jug, pour on hot water, stir it, and wait until the coffee grounds have settled, a lot like a cafetiere, a French press. This is just enough for 1 cup, because they insisted you've got to buy it fresh.
Oh, fabulous.
Freshly ground beans are still the be-all and end-all today. Mark, following his nose, has taken himself to the company's HQ. Nice hat, Mark. Where coffee expert Jamie Ball is giving him a tour of the factory floor.
What's happening here is the roasted coffee that's come from the roaster is going straight through this grinder here,
And then it's sealed with air. That is a thing of beauty. You need one of these for flat pack furniture.
You do, yeah.
Measuring the quality of coffee is a job for highly skilled professionals known as Q graders, of which there are only around 8,000 in the world. Time for Mark to test his olfactory senses.
There's lots of things you have to do to become a Q grader.
Okay.
And one of the exercises is identifying what's known as Linnaea Cafe. So these are common aromas in coffee. Some of them are good and some of them are bad things in coffee, that is. So if you have a go with that one, I'll give you a clue, it's a bad thing.
Bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Mark, flex your nostrils.
It doesn't smell of anything to me.
So it's actually potato.
I guess you wouldn't want potato in coffee.
No, absolutely not.
Moving on to the next test, cupping. No pursing of lips.
Take a spoon, so then you would scoop off the top.
Right.
Bring it in, spray the nose, so you're getting the flavours and the aromas. And then on the tongue is salt, sweet, bitter, acidity, sides of the tongue, middle.
Spoon at the ready. Let the slurping begin.
I taste the hazelnut.
Yeah. Perfect. So Brazil, you get hazelnut, you get milk chocolate. It's, really kind of good, full-bodied. This is Rwanda. So Rwanda will be kind of lime, lemon, caramel.
Oh. Oh, yeah. But that feels lighter than that. It feels less heavy.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well done, Mark. You've definitely got a nose for this job. Only 248 more to sample today. Now, surely it's time for something a little more refined.
Oh, you've got me some fat rascals.
Huge, fruity scones with cheeky, chappy faces.
I feel like I've stepped back in time. Dim lighting and fabulous company.
Indeed so.
You're a one-man Hoover.
Maybe now's a good time to ease off the caffeine.
Cheers to us.
Cheers to us.
And cheers to the two Taylor brothers, whose vision for coffee is as relevant today as it was over a century ago. Time to get back on the road. Feeling refreshed?
You're a bit of a coffee connoisseur.
Espresso macchiato, double, please. Senor.
No oat or soy milk for you, darling.
Sorry, what? Oat, soy milk? No!
Oh, lordy.
Hey, now we're really motoring.
Can you believe this speed? I mean, the whole world is flying by. You can't even spot a tree.
That'll be all that coffee then. Nighty-night. Good morning.
Are you rested, Mr. Hill? Did you sleep well?
I did, and I am ready for a new day.
Ready to delve into the world of the supernatural?
Are you a believer of ghosts?
Well, I don't believe this is the only world that we see.
I did own something once, and a friend came to visit and asked if I had any incense. I said, why? She said, just to get rid of presents that you have here. And apparently it was attached to a handmade wooden jewellery box. And she said that Ernie is standing right here.
Ernie?
He's sad he can't be with Marge yet. He made this box for her and he's waiting for her to join him.
Oh my God.
I said, is Ernie with us right now? She went, yep, he's standing right beside you.
Didn't have a mate called Eric, did he?
Yeah, sounds spookily familiar. Yesterday, Roo fell for the charms of a silver vase, a Chinese ceremonial brass pot, and a decorative copper charger plate.
Who was this looking at you? Well, handsome Mr. Lion.
Leaving her with £85 to spend. Mark struck a chord with a Victorian Vesta case, a ceramic sculpture, and a pair of Art Deco knife rests.
Aren't they smart?
He's now got £120 left in his kitty.
Woo! Woo! Tell me, what would you rather be, on a boat right now or in this car with me driving?
Absolutely without doubt, with you in a car driving on a road trip. Aww. Without doubt.
Why choose when you can have both? Their sojourn has taken them through the towns and villages of North Yorkshire, but now they're heading for its county town. York, obviously. Famed for its medieval architecture, cobbled streets and old-world charm, it was also once known as the City of Chocolate. Roo and Mark will be all sweetness and light as they bound towards an antiques emporium in the city centre.
And here it is. It's quite red, isn't it? Well, it's called the Red House, that's why.
You know what? Your detective skills are second to none.
They don't call me Sherlock Hill for nothing, you know.
Come, Roo, the game is afoot! First mystery is uncovering the secret treasures packed in this striking 18th century two-storey former Georgian townhouse.
There's enough here to make your mind boggle.
That certainly made my mind boggle. All clues and such evidence to be taken directly to manager Lucy. Elementary, really.
There's a 1.5 metre long snake made of Victorian penny red stamps, thousands of them. This must have taken weeks. This chap is completely melting my heart. But he's £258. I only have £85 left. I'm a good haggler, but I'm not that good.
Oh, I don't know. I've heard you charm the birds off the trees, girl. Speaking of charmers...
Vanity.
Hello, you.
Hello.
I think if I was blessed with your height, I could get away with wearing this.
Wow. Sparkly, spangly, disco-tastic.
Well, that matches the dots in your neckerchief.
A little bit small.
How are you getting on?
Well, I think I'd better get a move on, because otherwise I might get the boot.
Oh, I think you're right. Well, go on then, off you pop. I'll carry on with my own shopping.
Perhaps a deerstalker cat would be more fitting. What is the man doing now?
It's all like getting on your hands and knees and spotting. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
What's got you all hot and bothered?
I think this is actually by one of the greatest names in Victorian and Art Nouveau glass. I think this is by the Austro-Hungarian company Lurtz. And this would date from about the 1880s, so it's actually a very early piece for the company. And it's incredibly rare. It's spidered all over with this incredible hand-painted high-relief pattern of flowers which have been gilded. This is the first time I think I've actually seen one in the wild. And I've got that thing, I've got kind of shaky hands.
Like a dog with two tails. Ticket price is £88.
Despite my shaky hands, it's not leaving them. This is definitely coming with me.
It's all down to the deal now. Look lively, Lucy.
Lucy.
Hello.
Hello. I have found this rather marvellous vase. What's the very best you could do?
Right, this dealer really only does 10% usually. I could give him a ring and see if he can do a little bit better.
I would love that.
Fingers crossed, Mark.
Hi, I've got somebody interested in your 19th century ruby Vaseline gilded glass vase for £88. What would be your absolute best price on it? £60. Can you do any better than that? 55 is the absolute death on it, yeah. Okay, thank you, bye.
Can you come with me on the rest of the road trip? That was brilliant.
That's one happy bunny.
£55.
Thank you very much.
I feel like doing a little dance. I'm going to do a bounce instead, but not when I'm holding this.
No.
Thank you so much, Lucy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Leaving Mark with £65 to spend. And whatever you do, don't drop it. Now, can Roo match that deal?
Oh. Now this to me screams very Victorian and probably one of my favourite periods within Victorian jewellery. Queen Victoria, she loved Prince Albert so much, and when he passed away in 1861, her heart was broken and she mourned in front of the whole world, and that reflected the fashions and the jewellery and what people wore. Black necklaces like this, and you'll often see the mourning jewellery with a hair in it.
Crafting jewellery from human hair was popular in the Victorian era, weaving strands into intricate cords.
This doesn't have that, but you can tell it's mourning jewellery by the style. Sadly, it's lost a lot of its gilding. So if you look here, that's what it should have, this beautiful gilt painting on every single dial. But as you go further up, it's slowly rubbed away.
Price on the ticket is £64. A visit to Lucy, perhaps?
I like it enough to find out what the best price is on it.
Once again, the dealer is on the end of the line.
Hi, Carol. So I love the sort of black glass gilt necklace that you have, but it's lost a lot of the gilding. What could you do on the price? It's at 64.
Well, I'll say 46.
45?
Yes,
Sixes are funny. Well, thank you, £45. That's a done deal, Carol. Thank you so much.
Done and dusted with £19 off the ticket price.
There you go, that's £45.
Thank you. Brilliant.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Leaving Roo with just £40 in the old kitty. Some good shopping there, but there's always more on the horizon.
Got to be a bit of a dream find for you, tucked away in a dark corner of a shop.
I'm feeling sort of architectural and religious.
I'd love to find something medieval, authentic, and at a snip of a price.
Okay, not asking for much then,
No,
are
I'm
you?
not,
Something
no.
really, really old, really, really valuable, really, really medieval for nearly nothing.
We are going to nail this.
Polish your eyes, dear.
Whoop!
Mind the motor, Roo. On with their wish list, their journey continues to the outskirts of York at Huntington, where Mark's being dropped off at French House Antiques, a family-run emporium filled from top to toe with a host of antiquités de France. Ooh la la.
44 droopy drawers.
Oh dear.
Oh, wow. So it looks to me, you put your head here, you sit in this chair. This is a dentist's chair. So we've got a pedal here and down we go for a little bit of some work. Cool.
May I offer you a whiff of topical anaesthetic spray, sir? While I boot up the drill end here and... Whoa! Check out that ticket price, £785.
I'm quite glad, though, that I can't afford this one because, quite frankly, it's setting my teeth on edge.
Well, I'm fed up to the teeth with people stealing my puns.
I rather like these. They're quite fun. So we've got a teapot, a covered sugar bowl and a jug. So we've got RH. We've got Motorcar by J&G Morton. And then underneath the brand Rising Hawk. So that's what the RH stands for. We're looking at a time into the 1980s where you've got sort of lots of novelty teapots. And they're becoming popular again. These look to be pretty much intact. It's priced at £50. I'd hope we can do a deal on that.
I'd settle for a cup of tea right now. Further down the road, Roo is rocking up to Pocklington, a small market town at the foot of the Yorkshire Wolds. With £40 left to spend, she's hoping her final shopping venue, Fir Tree House, will bear fruit. It's an Aladdin's cave of vintage furniture and decorative homeware, carefully curated by owner Louise.
Now this intrigues me. It's a large antique witch's bowl. Now I love everything that's spooky, a little bit dark. And back in the 15th century, they were terrified by witches. And by the 17th and 18th century, they armed themselves with talismans, like witches' bowls. And these were quite large bowls made of hand-blown glass. And the early ones were made with mercury, so they had a silver, very reflective surface. And how they would work is you would hang them in your cottage or outside, and it was said to repel witches. I would say it is probably late Georgian, early Victorian, 19th century, but it's beautiful. It's handmade, it's got age, and it makes me smile.
Ticket price is £45. Now, back to Mark, still hunting in Huntington.
You know, I love ceramic glazes, and the richer, the drippier, and the more complex, the better. And just look at this one. I love the angle of the handle on here, and this sort of melon-like form with these lobes. But look how the glaze drips down between these lobes. There's something, dare I say, luscious about it. There are a number of French and Belgian potteries who produced ceramics like these. There's a faint mark on the bottom which may or may not be Denbach, which is quite a well-known maker. But there's just something about that that really, really appeals to me. The same appeal that came to me when I was looking yesterday at the sculpture. And for £35, I think I'm going to combine the two together and just give my little, hopefully Egyptian revival sculpture a little bit of a lift. It's coming with me.
Hold your horses. The jug's priced at £35, plus 50 for the tea set. You've only got 65 left. Time to call for dealer Claire. Hi, Claire.
Claire.
Hi there, Mark.
Hello. I could almost move in here. I found two things.
Great stuff, yeah.
So the first is this picture.
Yes.
And then there was also the Rising Hawk teapot.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, the little trio set there. Is there any possibility that we could have the tea set for 40 and I could get this for 25? So that would be 65 in total.
Yeah, I think so, yes. That's okay, we'd like to accept that. Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's
yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
A lighter pocket and a heavier load.
It's literally all the money I've got left. You've cleaned me out.
Thanks, our pleasure. Thank you.
Take care.
Time for him to call it a day. Now, let's see if his chum has found a final item for auction.
Ooh, 12 vintage eye baths.
12? You never have too many, I suppose.
Now this little sweetie, you can tell by the base here with the line there. This is definitely 20th century, probably 20s, 30s, 40s. Sometimes they were made of silver, but from the 1700s, they started to be made of glass and other materials, and they'd be filled up with water or a medicated solution. Over your eye, let your eyeball take a good swig.
Careful.
And it would clean out any sort of irritants and dirt.
Priced at £5 each, that's 60 for the dozen. And what about the glass ball? Decision time. Perhaps Louise can help.
Hi, Louise.
Hi.
Can I say your shop is gorgeous?
Oh, thank you.
Such a happy vibe to it. Now, I've spotted a couple of things, both of them glass, but both very different. There's a large sort of witch's ball. I love it. And then there's this collection of eye baths.
They'd look nice together, actually, wouldn't they? There's a collection of glassware and displayed together.
They would. But I have a confession, I only have £40 left. So I would give you every single penny if I could take the lot for 40.
Is there a nice collection together? I think they'd make a nice display, so that's fine.
Thank you, I'm happy with that. So that's every last penny, 20, 30, 35, £40.
Thank you very much.
Right, mate. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Take care.
Bye.
And with all the shopping done, time to reunite and hit the road. The sale room battle approaches.
So another auction, is there anything that's making you a little bit nervous? Oh, don't know when I'm driving.
On that high note, I think it might be time for some shut-eye. Night-night. It's auction day, and the sun has come out for our expert's second dalliance in the sale.
And here we are.
This is it. We're going to set the auction room on fire.
After you.
A paragon of chivalry, Mark. After scouring the shops of the East Riding of Yorkshire and North Yorkshire, they brought their booty to Bourne. Golding, Young and Moore auction rooms are hosting today, with bidders settling in the room, on the net, and bids on the book too. Gaveller-in-chief is Colin Young.
Selling this time at £80.
Roo cashed out her full £200 budget on her 5 auction lots. Anything tickling Colin's fancy?
I quite like the Chinese vase. In brass, not as popular as if it had been in ceramic, but nevertheless it's a good quality item.
Mark also blew the full budget for his 5 lots. Top pick, Colin?
I have to have a little bit of passion for that Lurtz vase. The colours, the decoration on it, it really is a class act.
Speaking of which, ladies and gents, please be seated. The curtains are about to rise.
Oh, let's hope the internet's alive today. We want the world buying our items, don't we?
It's all going here.
It is.
The internet, the world watching.
The world of go-go.
First to go-go under the hammer is Mark's Victorian Vesta case in the form of William Gladstone's head.
Vesta cases, it's ticking a lot of boxes.
Well, it's this sort of cross-collecting area thing
It is.
going on.
You've got to double the market there.
That is my point.
£30, anybody? 30 to go then, surely. £30, anybody? 30, 20.
Oh, no.
15, 18 bid, 18 bid. 20 bid, come on, 2. 21, 22.
Did get that last £2 in.
Sell at £22.
I'm happy with that. I'm not going to be greedy, Roo. I'm not going to be greedy.
That modest profit means Mark's moved ahead. Moved ahead! Get it?
Beautiful thing, good profit. Boom.
That's what we want.
Next up, Roo's assortment of glassware, a sight for sore eyes. All 12 of them.
Oh, you bought eye baths?
£20 is bid.
£20 is bid. It'll move.
2 now then, 20, 22, 25, 28, 32, 35, 38, 40, 42.
42. You're moving, you're moving, you're moving.
50, 55.
This is fantastic.
Then at £55, 4396.
Bravo.
You may bathe in the glory, my dear. What they call a glass act.
Glass structurally excites us, so I'm happy with that.
That looks really good.
Ooh.
More glass now. No dining table is complete without these.
I love knife rest because it is the ultimate in fine dining and experience, somewhere to rest your
Come on, let's face it,
cutlery.
it's the most pointless thing in the entire world, but they are wonderful.
12 bid, 15 bid, 15, 18, 18 bid.
Who's going to go?
Creeping, moving.
Looking for 2 now then. 20 bid, 2 to a C now, 22 bid. At 22, 25 now then. At 22, going this time then at £22.
Okay. Whoopsie daisy.
Stunning.
Not quite cutting the mustard there, but a bargain for some buyer.
Somebody will be resting their knives, dinner à deux, tonight.
And we won't rest on our laurels, will we? We'll still keep
I have no
going.
laurels to rest on.
Roo takes to the stage now with the copper charger, and it starts with a bid on the books.
We are not going to start at 30, we are going to start at 3.
Oh, come on. This is a work of art.
4 bid, 5 bid, 6 bid, 7, 8.
It's moving.
9, 10.
Hey.
12, 15. 18 bid, 20 now. Bid are we all done? Going at £18.
Oh. I thought this would be a risk, but it was the quality of it, the detail on those
The
faces.
amount of handwork in that.
Yeah, even wild animals couldn't charge up the bidders. Well, at least they've gone to a good home.
Don't buy with your heart.
Oh well. No, do always
Do
buy
with your heart. It was the
It's the
lions and the
only thing to
tigers.
bid on.
Mark's turn in the hot seat with 2 pieces of 20th century art pottery.
That little sculpture is a bit of a mistake.
Okay, so sum up. Why did you buy it? Tell me.
Because it spoke to me.
There you go.
I know.
That's what. Sometimes if it speaks to you, it will reward
I
you.
should have let this take over, not this.
Come on, who's going to bid me £10 for it? 10. Come on, it'll be a cheeky bid, just like the monkey.
He's definitely trying.
£10. I'll tell you what, let's make it really exciting. Start with £1 then, let's get on. £1 anybody, £1 to go, £1. At 1 bid, 6 people wanting to bid for this, that's great. And we're 3 £3 a bid, 3, 4, 4,
If they do a bid each, a pound each, that's £6.
6 bid, 9 now, 9 bid, 9 and 10 now, 10, 12 bid, 15 bid.
He's got the good tactic.
For it, we end at £15.
Hey ho, such is life.
Don't worry, Mark. You win some, you lose some.
Next time, this, not this.
Sometimes the gut instinct pays off. You took the risk.
Always have to take the
You
risk.
took the risk.
Perhaps Roo's Chinese dragon urn will bring her some luck.
30 to go then, surely. £30, everybody, 30. I'll take 10. Anybody got me £10? £10, everybody, 10 up. Yep, 10 bid a bid, 10, 12 now, do I see it at 10, 12 in the room, 12, 15 now then.
Dragons!
15
Hey!
bid. 18 bid. At 18 in the room then, last call then, once, twice, third, and last chance for you then, going at £18.
Just out of reach,
Just out of
exactly.
reach.
Well, that all went to pot. Let's move on, shall we?
I rarely buy brass, so maybe I should stick to that mantra.
Next, Mark's stylish tea set. Bound to tee up the bidders, these.
At 12 bid, 15 now, do I see it?
He's going to get there.
Gonna move a little bit.
15, 18, 20, 2, 25 bid, 28 surely. It's the rising hawk. We just need the price to rise now. 25 bid, 28 bid, 28 bid, selling at £28.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love it.
There we
I
are.
love it.
There we are.
What a steal, eh? Not for lack of effort from our loquacious auctioneer. Good old Colin.
It was so classy.
Well, it's just a great looker.
It
The
is.
shape.
On to another great looker. Roo's Victorian mourning necklace.
10 pound a bid, 10, 12, 15,
Come on,
15,
come on, come on, come on.
20, 20 pound a bid, 20, looking for 2 now then, 20 pound a bid.
It's so
20
unusual.
pound a bid, 22 bid, 25 now.
Beautiful Victorian.
28 do I see now then, 25 pound a bid, 18 here, well surely at 25, sells at 25 pounds.
Wow.
That's my angry face.
I'm in mourning for these losses. Onwards we go. Luck can change in a heartbeat.
That was a squeak. That was the air coming out of my balloon.
Now Mark's last lot, and it's his absolute fave, that rare Lurtz vase. He's got high hopes for this.
Now, if I bought one thing on this road trip that I am really, really excited about, it's this. I have never seen one in the wild. They are super rare.
And you
they're
really
like-
know your glass.
I love it, I love it, I love it.
80 pounds. Come on, 80 pounds. 50 to go, 50, 30. Where do you want to be?
my,
Is
I
the
might
room
have a- I
interested?
might have- can I just-
30 pounds. We'll start at 15, 18, 18, 20, 22 bid, 2 bid, 5 bid,
my.
30 bid.
Oh, we have an auction, it's moving.
35, 5 bid of 5, 38, 38, 40, 40.
See.
42, 45, 45, 48 now, 45 bid a bid.
Up.
45 bid, hammers up then. At 45, are we all done? Selling at 45 pounds.
What a shame. Elegant and rare at the rock bottom price. I'm feeling your pain, Mark.
Do you know what your problem is?
What's that?
Your knowledge
Which
is
problem?
so good that nobody else recognises it for what it is. You need to lower your standards, matey.
Roo's final lot at their last sale of the day, the striking sterling silver vase.
Really big size. I spent £45 on it. Huge size.
30's bid over there, 32 bid, 35 bid, 38.
Lovely to sip your champagne out of.
Now you're talking.
50, 5.
You will be
60,
sipping champagne.
5, 70, 5, 80.
Fabulous.
Any more bids? Selling this time at £80.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations.
Break out the bubbly, a very respectable profit to end on.
You did really
It's
well.
hard to tell. I don't know. It
Oh,
was
come on.
so many up and downs.
Modesty.
I don't know if my,
Let's go and
my
set up.
aging knees will get me off the chair.
A quick tot-up reveals that Mark was out of favour today. After sale room costs, he made a loss of £106.14. While Roo, with slightly more success, also after auction costs, came in with a lower loss of £54.82, which means she wins once again, extending her lead to 2 auctions to 0. Better pull your finger out, Mr. Hill.
Oh, dear.
Boy, oh boy, that was tough. Well, at least for me. Well done, you.
Thank you.
I am gutted
No,
about
but
my
you-
Lurtz vase. That was gorgeous.
I know, and I hope whoever bought it knows exactly what they have, because that was a rare thing.
Sure they do. Bravo to them, but bravo to you.
Oh,
Come on, my
well
dear.
done you, because you found the real treasure.
Next on Antiques Road Trip, round 3 in the ring.
We're ready for you, Mark. What you got? Where are you?
The competition really heats up
Goodness gracious.
as they hunt out items that'll make a splash.
Here we go. Whee!